lot of people ask, why is there so much pain and suffering in this world? Well, one way to answer that is because of broken promises. When the very first human beings, Adam and Eve, they broke their promise and disobeyed God, and the world started to spiral downhill from there. Isn't it frustrating when someone promised you something but they failed to keep that promise? Perhaps you had a friend who borrowed money from you. They promised to pay you back, but they never did. It can be very frustrating when people don't keep their word, and it often leads to anger, emotional stress, conflict, strained relationships, broken marriages and families, bad reputation, broken trust, loss of business, on a global scale, wars and bloodshed leading to loss of life. And the list goes on and on of all the negative consequences as a result of broken promises. But the bottom line is, not keeping your promise is a lie, which is a sin, and it never leads you to a good place. Why? Because God Himself is the ultimate promise keeper, and His promises are never broken. And that's why He has a high regard for those who stay committed to their promises, and He blesses them that keep their word no matter what. And that's why the Bible offers us some words of wisdom about why it's so important to stay committed to your promises. In Ecclesiastes chapter 5, it says, "It is better not to make a vow than to make one and not to fulfill it." In other words, the Bible says, before you make a promise, make sure you're ready and are able to fulfill your promise. It's better to stay silent than to commit to something that you can't fulfill. Another similar verse is in Proverbs 22, where it says, "Do not be one who shakes hands in pledge or puts up security for debts. If you lack the means to pay, your very bed will be snatched from under you." With this verse, the Bible warns us not to co-sign a loan for someone else unless you willfully intend to repay it and have the means to do so. Don't make that promise, or you may end up in a very bad situation. But one more verse that I really want to emphasize, and I think we should really memorize and keep it in our heart at all times, is in Psalms 15, where it says, "Lord, who may dwell in your sacred tent? Who may live on your holy mountain? He who keeps an oath even when it hurts and does not change their mind." Friends, there may be situations in life when it may be difficult to keep your promise. Sometimes it means you end up having to do something that you'd rather not do. And that's exactly the reason why people in this world fail to keep their promises. People fail to keep what they committed themselves to, and they end up hurting people that are around them and their loved ones. But this is where God says, if you want to have a close relationship with me, if you want to have your prayers answered, be sure to keep your promise no matter what. Even if it hurts, even if it's not convenient and comfortable to you, keep your promises. Because Jesus Himself, He is the ultimate example of a promise keeper. He kept His promises until the very last breath on this earth. You see, being a promise keeper doesn't mean just doing something once and for your closest friend. It's about being a promise keeper. It's about who you are on the inside. It's your personality, your character. It's about who you are as a person. The Bible says that God is yesterday, today, and tomorrow, forever the same. So let's be like God. Let's be like Jesus, and not be Christian just in the name alone, but truly be like Jesus and live like Jesus. May you have a blessed day and have a blessed week.